Well, hey, Icelandic students. That's right, I am finally back and posting this long-awaited lesson 4. I hope you didn't miss me too much, did you? That's right, I've been on a short break traveling and spending time with family overseas. You all know how it is. You never know what life throws at you, and you gotta go when family is calling. But thank you all for staying tuned in and patient. So, to the lesson and learning. To give you guys a recap from previous lessons, Icelandic is a North Germanic language that evolved from Old Norse, which was spoken by the Vikings during the Viking Age, 9th to 11th centuries. The Vikings settled in Iceland during the 9th century, and their language and culture became the foundation of Icelandic society. Over time, Old Norse evolved into the Icelandic language, which has been relatively isolated from other languages and has retained many of its archaic features. Icelandic is closely related to other North Germanic languages, such as Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish. However, Icelandic has preserved many features of Old Norse that have been lost in the other North Germanic languages. For example, Icelandic has retained the use of the runic alphabet. Now, the Icelandic sound system spans from the middle of the 12th century to the 16th century. During that time, the language had 3 diphthongs, A, and A, which possibly had their prior sound values of those on the screen. However, there were additional diphthongs, ye, o, and ow. Thus, as you might have guessed, Icelandic used to have 7 diphthongs. But ultimately, proper diphthongs were reduced when A was combined with A with a regular I, and when J and E became yeah. With respect to words that have the letters O, A, O, S, and so on, like with the words ljúga, finish, brjóta, break, jada, menja, and others are typically thought to be merely sound combinations of a semi-vowel and vowels. As a result, I am only covering the literal diphthongs in this lesson, or in other words, those that consist of 2 letters, aka A, and A. Because I know the best kind of learning is when you split the content into smaller parts. Like with the letter A is most often seen at the start of a word. It is less frequently seen in the middle of a word, but still occurs though, especially in a combined word, which you'll see in the next part of the lesson. I can be most certain when I say that A is never written at the end of a word, or maybe there are some exceptions, but in most cases, it just doesn't seem right. Like always, you know the drill. So, let's get to it then. Auga. Auga. augu, augu. Gler augu, gler augu. Augljós, augljós. Ausa, ausa. Aurar, aurar. Aukning, aukning. Flauta, flauta. Laukur, laukur. Sauma, sauma. Eldflaug, eldflaug. Gaur, gaur. Ljósastaur, ljósastaur. Brauð, brauð. Opposite to A is most frequently seen in the middle of a word, but only really in the second or third position. In case of it being at the start of a word, it is usually describing a circumstance or an action. I'm most certain that A never occurs at the end of a word. One, two, three, and go. Imreið, imreið. Ein, ein. Eiga, eiga. Eirð, eirð. Tveir, tveir. Bein, bein. Sein, sein. Reipi, reipi. steinar, steinar. Reimar, reimar. Kleinur, kleinur. Now, opposite to both A and A with a regular I, A can definitely be seen at the end of a word, and you'll see soon why that is. Or I'll just tell you guys now. It is basically due to the fact that a lot of names of places in Iceland end with these letters, which translates to an island in English. However, it is only seen in the middle of a word, just like A with a regular I. Eyja, eyja. Eyjafjallajökull, Eyjafjallajökull. Eyra, eyra. Eyru, eyru. Heyra, heyra. Reyna, reyna. Beygja, beygja. Begla, begla. Teygja, teygja. Teygjur, teygjur. Eyða, eyða. And the word is, ladies and gentlemen, reykur, reykur. Reykur, as in our capital, Reykjavík, or which roughly translates to smoke inlet. So, the story behind Reykjavík. You all ready? You may know that Ingólfur Arnarson is believed to be the first person who settled down here in Reykjavík. The well-known rumor goes that Reykjavík was named after the smoke that Ingólfur Arnarson caught rising from the pools when he first arrived. Clemens Jónsson, 1944, writes in his book Saga Reykjavíkur that during the settlement period, the pools were hotter than they are now, and so transported more smoke. Clemens also recounts an old legend about a pool the northwest of Reykjavík, from which the sea currently flows. If it is true, there was formerly hot spring smoke east and west of the cove. Therefore, it is reasonable to link it to the smoke. The word form Reykjavík appears to have vanished quickly, as the land of settlement is commonly referred to as Vík á Seltjarnarnesi in older texts. However, the term Reykjavík grew in popularity through time, and as urban areas began to appear, Reykjavík was always referred to. As I have been working hard on the lesson for you guys, I quickly realized that the words that have these diphthongs can roughly, and no, I don't mean in a literal sense, just something to consider when you're trying to memorize, that they can be divided into rough groups that are proper nouns for places, numbers, and lastly, descriptive words. And here are some fun facts for you as a bonus. A fun way to memorize Eyjafjallajökull or how to pronounce Eyjafjallajökull is just like saying, hey, I forgot my yogurt. And Eyjafjallajökull erupted back in 2010. Well, okay, lovely people. This will be all for today's lesson. As you can see, lesson 4 has come to an end. I hope you had fun and learned something awesome, obviously. But yeah, I hope I'll see you guys sooner this time around in lesson 5, where we learn about A and Ow letters. Okay, practice makes perfect. Remember that. Bye-bye.